Merhabalar, Piccadilly Estates'in Battersea Power Station'daki ofisindeyiz. Tekrar merhabalar, Sinan hoş geldin.
Teşekkürler.
Piccadilly Estates kurucusu Sinan Düztaş, Savills'ten Şam'la beraberiz. Şam welcome. Yine piyasalarla ilgili bilgilendirici konuları konuşacağız. İngiltere piyasasından konuşacağız ama bugün yabancı konumuz olduğu için hem onunla başlamak istiyorum hem de İngilizceye döneceğiz.
Harika olur.
Sham, sorry for the Turkish, but you should learn, I think, some Turkish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So welcome again, and I'd like to start for a very typical question. Now we are in London. Why London is still a top priority for destination for investment market for real estate?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question, Ersoy. I think I'd like to describe London in three key terms. It's a global city, it's a resilient city, and it's an evolving city. The reason why I say it's a global city is that there are so many things that are going for it. One, it's a melting pot of many of the different diverse cultures and places of around the world. Two, it's resilient. In the face of disruptions for the last 10 years to 20 years, it has managed to hold itself still as one of the top two cities of the world. Often you see it showing up in the number one spot for the world's best cities, highlighting its connectivity, its nightlife, its amazing opportunities to start business, to connect with other parts of the world, to enjoy the beauty of the history of the culture of London. And finally, it's an evolving place. There's so much regeneration that's happening all over London. I think what's great about that is it shows London continues to take steps forward to make it a bustling and vibrant urban place.
I'd like to add maybe 2-3 other points to Sham's. First of all, obviously the education is very key for London's success, I guess, in the world. So quite a lot of Turkish, including quite a lot of Turkish people, all the, around the world, people send their kids for education. And even in these days, we see like some Turkish families sending their kids for higher education and university and PhD, etc. And to emphasize one of the point you made about recovering, very fast in the crisis, etc. Because I moved here back in 2005, so I seen two big crises while I was here. 2008, so London prices I saw at that time dropped by around 4 or 5%, but recovered very quickly compared to the rest of the world and rest of the UK as well, I must say. And second, the COVID, again, it was quite resilient. People were expecting prices to go down a lot. There was always news that price is going to go further down, wait, kind of things. And it didn't happen, really.
Also, like that, I see lots of Turkish community here and lots of students. After Turkey, I moved to Dubai, and also from the Gulf, where there are lots of students come to the UK. It's also my observation. By the way, sorry, I totally jumped into the question, but I forgot to introduce yourself and why you are here and what's your role in Savills.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be here with you, Ersoy and Sinan. My name is Sham. I'm an associate director at Savills Research. I'm here based in the UK, London. I'm an economist by background, so I really do enjoy looking at property, looking at the transformation of urban environments and talking about it.
We will talk about more about economy, but you told me that you moved from New Zealand.
Yes.
And I moved from Dubai. And globally, there are lots of big cities like New York, London, Istanbul, Dubai. Is it correct to compare them? And when we are comparing, what should we look at?
Yeah, so I think it's important to realize that London as a city on its own is larger than most economies around the world. So if you think about London's economic size, it's about a 600 pound GDP in 600 billion pound GDP in a year. And in comparison, some other cities like New York are those mega global cities that we often compare ourselves to because of the fact that there are bustling urban environments, they are financial hubs, and they're always evolving and attracting people from all parts of the world. But when you compare, I think, London is more of a stable, mature city. versus a lot of the younger cities that are emerging and doing amazing things with their urban environments and drawing people to them. I think one of the key differences with London is that London offers stability versus the boom-bust style nature of some other places. I think one of the key examples would be Dubai. Now, Dubai has a growing expat population, but the property market tends to respond in a similar way. It goes up really fast and it can quickly come down. London, in comparison, gives you political stability. It gives you the features of a global city without all the noise and the ruckus, I guess, they look to say. And I think that should give people who are looking to compare cities confidence that when they buy in London, they buy for the long term.
Yeah. I think I like to have the way actually I see Dubai versus London with that example. I see London is more like investing in a government bond versus Dubai is more in these days maybe Bitcoin. I guess it's getting more stable, but obviously it is now these days it's good. But you know, if you think about the 2008 prices, property prices, quite a lot of, I guess, research says that we're just coming to that level again. So depending on where you enter the market, you might be really making big money or not necessarily have. I don't know if you agree with that statement.
Well, I think I broadly agree with that. I think you're right. There's a lot of risk and reward dynamics that are at play here. The younger places, the younger cities all offer that new, vibrant feeling, and a lot of people flock to that. We've seen that happen. And I think the same thing happens with London at points in time, because when London went through the GFC, there was this disruption, but then people came back into the market. You know, prices since the GFC peak are up 74% in London. That is a significant amount of gain in that time, and that's because people continue to come here for what the property market has to offer them, what the lifestyle offering is. It's more than just purely buying and selling property. It's everything else that comes with living in London.
True, yeah. And also it reminded me, because I lived in Dubai, there's too much land to build something in the desert. You can wherever, but in big cities like Istanbul or London, you cannot do so much changes. Since you are economist, I'd like to talk more about the economy because it affects also real estate market and the sentiment. How is the overall economy now? Are we expecting any rate cuts? And how would it affect real estate market?
Yeah, so I think a key thing to realize is that the global economy has been severely disrupted as a result of the hangover from COVID. Every major city in the world is dealing with its own challenges. And in terms of the economy right now, the economy is somewhat in a bit of a flat position. And I think that's not done by any accident. It was the work of all the central banks, including the Bank of England, who has tried to engineer a soft landing as a result of high inflation from the last few years. But there's good news here. So inflation has now come down, it's back under control. While there is still some lingering pressures in the domestic market, it's back under control. And that's the key thing that is then going to lead into lower interest rates going forward. So interest rates had to go up to deal with the inflation problem, but now we expect that the Bank of England is going to start to normalize interest rates. And we're already seeing mortgage rates coming down as a result. Now, over the course of the year, we expect mortgage rates to come down. We expect the Bank of England to cut interest rates by another 75 basis points. The reason for that is I think they are seeing that the economy, the wage market, the labor market in general, and inflation are now within the control of the bank. And that then flows on to improving property market outcomes. We're already seeing London prices are up 2% on the last 2024 year. UK prices in general are up 4%. These are signs that the market is starting to breathe life back into itself and that confidence is returning. So I think the link here is that we expect interest rates to go down, and that will support buyer confidence and help support price appreciation going forward.
Do you want to comment anything? And how does this affect your clients' needs? I mean, when of course the rates go down or mortgage rates, it should, I think, increase the demand, right?
That's correct. I mean, people like to see stability. I mean, like it, including the domestic market. They want to see, they want to understand whether the rate's gonna continue going up or down. You know, now I think we are coming to a more kind of stable situation. The rates are, the central banks are cutting the rates or certain frequency. What we see is in Turkish buyers, majority of them buying in cash. However, they like to understand, you know, they want to have an option just in case, or if they wish to. And we see the international rates are coming down, and also there are more lenders now willing to lend to international buyers. So we see the impact really. Yeah.
I think you draw an interesting point. So because London is such a global city, they know that there is this openness to international buyers, right? And when lenders are far more palatable to those international buyers, it makes it easier to transact. It gives clarity and certainty for both parties in the transaction. So it's really important.